NathanIvy.com. Mr. Ivy, know the show must go on. And far Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame meat for me to cook on. Raised dogs, closed fish, yeah, too strong. Team AI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cop squats in, listen to the real. Jumping like hopscotch, nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlatives, keep it locked like the Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airwaves, we talk about it. Brand new like the templates, let's be about it. Who got the info about it? Hey yo, John don't be the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of grippos. Show you where the bricks at, Cincinnati Ranch at. One time where my people at. Team NI, where my people at. It's the 513, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time, where my people at. Team NI, where my people at.
Beautiful day. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Nathan Ivy in the house, live, local, and vocal. Broadcasting live from a secret location in Cincinnati, Ohio. I am back from my hiatus, politicking on the latest. And if you'd like to test the limits of a dangerous force, you can give us a call at 513-873-7134. Good morning to you. It's Black Friday, whatever that means. I'm going to give you an example of how you can leverage Black Friday in a positive way for the Black community. Keep listening. We'll get to that in the first hour. Don't let today be wasted. They're talking about billions of dollars, man. Good morning to you. It's the first show after the weekend after Thanksgiving, which is like an extended weekend for a lot of people, a lot of working folks. How's it feel going back to work on a Monday? Is it like blah, back to work on a Monday? Or are you like, yeah, I'm ready to get back. I love what I do. And if you're one of those individuals who's in the latter part of that, it's a great day for you. You're happy to be back at work. You know what I'm saying? Walking back into a great situation is always a great thing. Hey, good morning to you. Welcome back to the show. I appreciate you being here. You could be anywhere in the World Wide Web, but you choose to be here with me this morning, and we're going to chop it up. There's numerous things that we want to discuss this morning. Have you heard about the latest controversy surrounding Kamala Harris? It is no bueno. It's no good. What will this do for her chances to become the Democrat nominee for U.S. president, to run against Trump? It's not good. I'll give you the details in case you don't know. Why is Kid Rock calling out Oprah Winfrey? The hell? Is he dog whistling? What's wrong with this dude? You hip to that? If not, it's not the most important thing, but it is newsworthy. It is perhaps flow-worthy. I've got a few thoughts I want to share with you this morning. Give me 1 second, choppers. 1 sec.
People are not willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. The Marines have a saying, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. The center of bringing any dream into fruition is self-discipline. You know, something as simple as food and eating.
It's the wise words of Will Smith. Thank you for that. I appreciate that time. So what better way to take a break than with some inspiration? He's so right about that. Self-discipline. It's all about that. It's everything about you. You are the difference between success and failure. No one else. But I'm speaking to the choppers. These are highly motivated, very intelligent people who are digitally savvy. These are people who are conscious, who not just talk about politics, but actually interact with politics. They vote, among other things. So I know I'm speaking to the choir, but again, let me say good morning to you. Good morning to you, early riser. Come on back. We getting back into it. It's the first week of December. Look outside. We got some cool rain outside. So far, the weather's been pretty mild here in Cincinnati. No super storm or ice or anything like that. Nothing to complain about. You're alive. You can hear my voice, and you are relatively healthy. Count your blessings, boo. Count your blessings. I said blessings, right? Isn't there a G in there somewhere? I know, but it's the 21st century. You can understand. You can keep up. Real quick, before we go any deeper in the show, I want to play the Bloomberg Urban Report for you, just to give you some insights as to, you know, what people may be discussing throughout the rest of the day. And this may be information that's very pertinent to you. And then we'll come right back to the show.
With the Bloomberg Urban Report, I'm Donna Wilson. Today is Cyber Monday, and more consumers are expected to shop online this year. Adobe Analytics estimates e-commerce sales will reach $9.4 billion today, which is about 20% higher than last year. In other news, the Northern Indiana Public Service Company has to pay out $1 million to resolve Labor Department claims of hiring bias against hundreds of female and black job seekers. And more business owners are looking to Africa to increase their bottom line. Africa's economy is expected to climb by 2030 due to changing demographics and improving business environments. According to the Brookings Institution, they say in 2030, combined consumer and business spending may total $6.7 trillion on the continent. That's your Bloomberg Urban Report.
We know who she is. Man, Africa keeps coming up in that Bloomberg Urban Report, huh? You know, one way to take that as an African American living in the United States is, why can't you do business in Africa? You know, it's the digital age. Now, why can't you make some money in Africa? I'm talking about the continent. Why's it got to be, the so-called titans of industry? We keep reading and hearing about it. We keep hearing about it with the Bloomberg Urban Report. At least once or twice a week, they're talking about some expanding market in Africa. I don't know. Smart minds will do what they do. Hey, good morning to you. 513-873-7134. I'm feeling great this morning. Great to be alive. And it has nothing to do with the Bengals winning. I'm so disappointed. I'm disappointed in that way, man. I think the Bengals had a chance to do something special. 0-17. And these mofos had a nerve to try to win against the Jets. We don't care about that. Nobody cares about that. I didn't see any of the highlights. I didn't watch any of the game. I was too disgusted. Because as you know, I wanted the Bengals to go 0-70. What is it, 73? 0-78, something like that. However many days Tracy Hunter was incarcerated in Hamilton County's jail. These mofos messed around and won a game. Something told me they was going to beat the Jets. They've got an opportunity to beat another scrub-ass team, too. I forget who it is. I think it's the Miami Dolphins later on. That might be a home game as well. So, perfect storm for the team to get a win. And I guess they can build upon it. I heard this on the radio that they gave the coach the Gatorade bath. Stop the music. The Gatorade bath is when you do something significant, like win the AFC Championship or you win the Super Bowl. You don't get a Gatorade bath because you 0-11 and you get a win. It just goes to show you the low standards here in certain parts of the culture in Cincinnati. Just low standards. And I bet you it was mofos running around in their damn TJ Hushmanzada, I think that's how you say it, Hushmanzada jersey yesterday. Danced around their living room like, oh, we got to win. You got to win? Ridiculous. If this in any way explains or defines your actions within the last 24 hours, you should be ashamed of yourself. You really should. They gave this guy a Gatorade bath for winning one game against the team, another one of the worst teams in the NFL. But I guess you'll take your wins when you can get them. I guess you'll take them when you will get them. I guess you'll take it any way you can get it, man. This morning, I want to talk about D. Wade and his family. D. Wade, that's Dwayne Wade, since we're on the sports kick, is defending his son's appearance. Yeah, what's up with his son, Zion? He's defending his son's appearance from critics. Everybody got something today. Now, I've always looked at myself, among other things, as a cultural critic. When you listen to this show, you're going to get criticisms and witticisms. That's what you're going to get. If you tell somebody about the Nathan Ivey Show, you can define it that way. You can say, he delivers flow, criticisms and witticisms. That's what I do. Okay, that's my wheelhouse. But with the internet now, everybody's a damn critic. Everybody's a damn critic. Everybody's got something to say. And apparently, it all goes back to Thanksgiving, right? Because I love this time of year. I love to see all the positive stuff that people put on my Facebook friends. I love seeing it. I love seeing it when people are doing big things or new accomplishments. And in particular, I love the family stuff, don't you? I love that on Facebook. I love to see like the family together and they're doing stuff, or couples together doing stuff. And that's what you get a lot of during the Thanksgiving holiday. You get like the very best, right? See, for me, I love the good and the bad of the internet. I don't get too upset. I don't get too high or low about it. To me, it comes when you create something like the internet, you're going to get people that swing to one pendulum and then to the other. I can enjoy it all. You know what I'm saying? You want to get into some of that gutter trash viral videos? I'm not too big to tell you I watch it. I've seen World Star Fight videos. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ratchet TV clips on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm all about that life. I ain't even going to lie to you. But of course, my palate is very mixed. I'll dibble and dabble in that, but I might be in some other folks as well. I might be on a website or a YouTube channel, man, that is deep in history. It's just so much stuff out there. So I take the good and the bad. And I love the holidays because during the holidays, people post all these great holiday photographs. They're eating food. They're playing cards. There's no family squabbles, at least none that you can pick up on the videos. People are doing the little boomerang videos, you know what I'm saying, of them eating macaroni and cheese. I'm like, this is great. This is great. You got to enjoy these digital times. We all digital citizens, whether you want to believe it or not. You may not define yourself that way, but I already know what's up. That's who we are. And you got to enjoy all of it. If you on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter heavy, sometimes, man, depending on what's going on, it can be hella tension, but that's why you got to enjoy days like this. And so D-Wade and his family was doing nothing different than that. They were posting some photographs, of their Thanksgiving. And apparently they posted a Thanksgiving photograph of his son, Zion, wearing a crop top and acrylic nails. And I'm looking at the image right now. And I think his son is, I don't know what his son is. I don't know if his son is like transgender or gay. I don't know if they define things that way. That is that family's business. What I will say is that what the Wades are dealing with is a microcosm of what other black families are dealing with as well. Don't think that's the only family that's dealing with that. That's not the only family that's dealing with it. There's a lot of families that's got young folks in their families growing up in these times, and he's trying to figure out their sexuality and don't know. That ain't uncommon. And that includes, since, we live in a world that's just so transgender friendly, it's much different. I mean, popular culture is much different today than it was 30 years ago. There are things that you can get readily accessible, that's completely acceptable, mainstream today, that 30 years ago, you couldn't see that. You don't see all that stuff on TV. And then when some people, when you see these images on TV, when you see these kind of lifestyles in popular culture and it seems to be accepted, it makes you think, am I like that? Growing up, there was kids who weren't even allowed to think like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't come down the stairs talking about you want to wear a dress. You got your sister's dress on. What? They're going to monitor you until after you leave the house. Things are different now. So when I look at the Wades, I see these are just modern day issues that modern families are going to have to deal with. But of course, when people saw that, people went off. People went off. How you going to do that? What are you doing? Why are you allowing him to wear a crop top in his house? I mean, listen, do you see anything wrong with it? 513-873-7134. It's Thanksgiving. It's their house. That's their child. I guess he has come out to say, hey, I'm gay or transgender or whatever. And they've accepted it. Right? That's how I look at it. They seem to be okay with it. And what's better for the child? Would it be better if they were all like super like toxic parents? You better be heterosexual. We mean you transgender. We're going to send you away to some camp and they're going to pray the transgender out of you. Would that be better? Would that be better? You tell me. Damn, you can't even post Thanksgiving photographs now. People all in your business. Sorry about that. I might be modulating really high there. Sorry. I'm looking at the image. I see what people are talking about. I can see the kid's belly, and he does have long nails and stuff like that. But what do you want D-Wade to do? You want him to disown his son? You want him to be all like, I don't accept it, and I don't accept him. What does that leave his son? And again, these are issues that people are going to have to deal with and are dealing with in their families, white families, black families, Latino families, Asian families. They're all dealing with these kind of issues. Listen, that wouldn't be my first choice. Now, D-Wade is a heterosexual man. He is, by all appearances, a man's man. He played a man's sport and was one of the best players in NBA history. He didn't take no issue on the court. He'll elbow a mofo or sling a mofo out of bounds in a second. So we know that D-Wade is no Mitch. And I think that the way that he is dealing with his son is And another example of him not being a Mitch. He's comfortable in who he is. And if his son wants to wear acrylic nails at Thanksgiving, then he's cool. He's cool with that. But what do you think? 513-873-7134. Now, before you ask me, Nate, what if that was your son? I'm going to answer it the same way. I'm like every other man. I want my son to be like me. I want him to be heterosexual, like his daddy. I want him to be into basketball and be into sports and be into the arts and be into the ladies, just like his father was. Okay? But I'm not going to disavow my son because he's not, now he can't come to Thanksgiving. I'll be doing the same damn thing D-Way. He'd be on the photograph with his acrylic nails on. What am I supposed to do? It is what it is. This could easily be me. My son's only 4 right now, but you think I'm going to kick him out the house because he says he's transgender? I'm going to disavow my son because for what? For social media? It ain't going to happen. So, that's my take on it. But what is your take? I mean, that's a difficult thing. That's a hard thing for a man, kind of. Looks like a great image to me. I mean, I love a beautiful black family. He's got the little baby there. I think they just had another little baby. Gabrielle Union, fresh from getting fired. She looks unbothered. I mean, when you got millions of dollars in the bank, being fired for some TV job, I don't think it stings the same way. They seem to be very happy. People always hate, man. Oh, my God, haters out here. It's always a hater getting in somebody else's business. Let them live. I'll say it up front. That could be my son. Would I be happy about it? I mean, no. Not at all. No. Am I going to would I let that damage my relationship with my son? No. That's still my boy. That's still my blood until the day I die. And I'm sure that's the way that D-Wade looks at it. That's what it seems like. You can't let somebody separate you from your family because they got a problem. I couldn't do it. But what about you, my friends? Black citizens of the digital age, good morning to you. Welcome to the Nathan Ivey Show, broadcasting live from beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio. I see Jared was first inside the chop shop. He writes, good morning, hashtag Team and I. Hey, good morning to you, Jared. Brenda writes, happy Monday. Happy Monday, Brenda. Mason Muller writes, morning, Nate and the Choppers. Hashtag, let's get back to what we do. I know that's right. Let's do that. Hashtag chop shop. Sharp writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you, Sharp. Good morning to you. Kelly writes, good morning. Good morning to you, Kelly. Miss Tiffany writes, morning all. Morning to you, Miss Tiffany. Mike Davis writes, rise and shine, young stars. Hey, good morning to you, Mike. Brian writes, morning, who day, 1 and 10. Hey, good morning to you, B. Tracy writes, hi. Hey, good morning to you, Tracy. Drop writes, good morning, Choppers. What's in your wallet? Do you have a $500 emergency fund? That's a great question right there, Drop. That should be a goal for all of us, if you don't already have it. Tanika writes, good morning, Nate the Choppers. Good morning to you, Tanika. Black Russia writes, good morning. Good morning to you, Black Russia. Angela writes, salutations. Good morning to you, Angela. Deborah writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Angela writes, Black Russia. Yeah, he's been back for about a week now. Drop writes, will the black vote sit it out in 2020? No, the black vote is not going to sit it out in 2020. That's not going to happen. I don't anticipate that. Even with the people who are like anti-Biden, I don't see them sitting out of the election. And here's the reason why. The reason why is, and these are younger black folks, but these younger black folks I think are very intelligent. And I think that they understand that while, let's say Biden wouldn't be their first choice, I think they understand that his politics might be more closer to theirs, even with his issues, than Trump is. That's what I think. But I can't say that I know that. That's unknowable. We don't know yet. But we shall find out together, my friends. All right, it's the bottom of the hour. I need to take another break, and we'll come right back, and I'll read more of your comments. Please take a second to like and share today's show. Also, when we come back, I want to talk about a couple of ways that you can use Black Friday in a positive way for black communities. I think that's the way we should be approaching Black Friday from a very economic, strategic standpoint. But we'll talk more about it when we come back. Live, local, and vocal. This is the Nathan Ivey Show, and we'll be right back.
Charlie Winburn with Renew Community Church. I am pleased to announce the free Train the Trainer Masterclass coming to Cincinnati on Thursday, December the 19th, sponsored by Walker Funeral Home and Lamar. The Masterclass will train people just like you, as well as parents, teachers, physicians, youth workers, nurses, and mentors on how to develop better skills to save our kids from pipeline to prison, bullying, reduce gun violence, homicide, suicides, domestic violence, and drug abuse. The Train the Trainer Masterclass, 5 p.m. doors open with a business connection. 6 to 7 p.m. free dinner reception. 7 p.m. Train the Trainer Masterclass. Free Comfsy lotion for everyone. Renew Community Church, 2129 West North Bend Road in College Hill. Register at the door December the 19th or sign up for the free Train the Trainer Masterclass at SundayConnectCircle.org. That's SundayConnectCircle.org. Get your free Train the Trainer Masterclass flyer in the Cincinnati Herald.
911, what is your emergency?
Quick, you shot himself.
All right, where's the wounds?
911, what's your emergency?
Please help. My son shot his brother.
Every day, 8 kids and teens are unintentionally killed or injured by loaded and unlocked guns. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and End Family Fire.
Unexpected reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. I opened a 401k.
So you're giving up? Just like that?
Giving up on what?
I'm getting an inheritance from a distant relative.
Don't you think if there were a billionaire in the family, we'd know about it by now?
Listen to me. We are one phone call away from riding horses on our own private polo grounds. One call from christening yachts, having a butler, using summer as a verb.
How do you figure?
Look, everyone's got a rich uncle somewhere. It's statistics. So the best thing you can do is just prepare for the inevitable.
Right, which is why I thought maybe it would be smart to take control of my finances. You know, start using a budget, get out of debt, set some retirement goals.
Budgets? Debt? You watch your mouth. Retirement shouldn't be a goal for us. It should be a way of life.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Knowing your breasts can save your life. Go to knowyourgirls.org for the facts you need on breast health. Brought to you by Susan G. Coleman and the Ad Council.
All right, that was very quick. Back to rock. Nathan Ivey with you. Let me pot that down just a bit more. There it is. If you would like to test the limits of a dangerous force, 513-873. Good morning. Of course, that dangerous force is your own voice. People underestimate the power of their voice. But here, that's the currency of the Nathan Ivey Show. Good morning. Live, local, and vocal. The Nathan Ivey Show, if you're listening for the first time or maybe checking back in, of course, is a daily digital show. And we go live 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. weekdays. Weekdays, powered by Cincinnati Digital Media, a new urban voice here in the city of Cincinnati. Good morning, good morning. Mike writes, D. Wade must feel like Ish with his little boy looking and acting like that, shaking my damn head. Well, you know what it is. Internally, that's probably not what he wanted. I mean, why would he want that? You know, I believe that most fathers want their sons to be like them. I want my boy to be like me. I want him to be into what I'm into. I want him to be heterosexual. I want to have the pleasure of him bringing home a young lady one day and we look her up and down. Who are you, young lady? You know, maybe he'll have grandkids. We'll have grandkids. Maybe he'll get married. You know, I think that's most parents. You want your kids to be like you. Most fathers, black and white. Tell me I'm wrong. So, no, you know D-Wade doesn't like it. But what is he supposed to do? Not take Thanksgiving pictures? He's got to take Thanksgiving pictures. Then it seems wrong. Oh, Dad, you accept me and I'm transgender and I want to wear acrylic nails, but you never want to take photographs and put them on social media. D-Wade is doing the right thing. He's doing the right thing. You know, for me on the outside looking in, he appears to be doing and acting the way he should be if you're in that situation. And it could happen. It can happen. And the problem is that if it happens to some men, instead of them realizing this is just the uniqueness of their son, they'll take it like, oh, what are people going to think about me? See, I wouldn't look at it that way. I don't look at it that way. I mean, I don't think it's a reflection on D Wade or any way. Like I told you, I watched the dude play ball. He's no Mitch. We all know that. If you ever watch the NBA, you know that D Wade is no Mitch. We know this. There's no doubt. I mean, some of the outfits, little capri pants over the years, I mean, I'll just chalk that up to just, having too much money. You know what I'm saying? But we know that D-Wade's no Mitch. So, his son is who he was supposed to be. And that's just the way I would look at it. And I think that's the smartest way to do it. So props to D-Wade. Props to D-Wade. Now, that's my official stance. But again, if that were me, internally, initially, my thought would be, damn, he's not going to be like me. Karamia writes, it's a glorious morning to be alive. Morning, all of you, absolutely. It is. Tracy's in the house. She writes, welcome back to Angela. Mila J writes, putting your family out there in the public eye means you're willingly opening them up for any type of scrutiny. Not all celebs put their kids and families out there. Not saying the comments are right, but he need to not be acting surprised. You're right about that. You're right about that. You're right about that. Like when you put yourself out there and in the digital age, in the age of the internet, that people are going to be, they're going to have something to say. And because people are so far away, they're going to have things to say that's going to be negative. But you just got to ignore those people. You got to ignore. I'm going to go ahead and like this on Instagram. I think it's a great modern family photo. And get used to it because you're going to see more of it. For all the people out there that's got a problem with transgenders, you might as well get used to it, buddy, because they ain't going nowhere. And we live in a new age. And young people are trying to figure out their sexuality in a culture where there's so many different types of sexuality that are being promoted to them. It's not like it was when you were kids. If you're in your late 30s, 40s, it's not the same world culturally. The internet has changed it all. The game has been changed. The game has been changed. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. In fact, I don't want to. We live in a culture where now being homosexual is looked upon the same as being heterosexual. There's no difference. That's the world that we live in right now, whether you like it or not. Being homosexual is looked upon as being the same as heterosexual. There is no difference in the minds of a lot of people. If you go online and you're a professional person and you say something crazy about homosexuals, you could lose your job. Oops, by the way, it just happened. There was a nurse, I believe, over at Tri-State Health here in Cincinnati. I don't have all the details, but she put her isms out on social media, and a member of city council who happens to be openly homosexual, Chris, and she ended up getting fired. It's real out here, and transgender is damn near looked upon the same way. And we will be in that world very, very quickly. And so there's so many different types of families that are being promoted out there through your Disney Plus channels, through television shows. I mean, you got television shows now where it's no big deal if you got mom and dad. Kids are watching this. So they're growing up in a world where different types of sexualities are being promoted and looked upon positively. And different type of family structures are being promoted and looked upon positively. And so you got young folks out there that are asking themselves, like, am I transgender? Probably at a higher percentage than ever before because it's just much more acceptable now. And then you got young people who are heavily influenced by whom? Who are young people very heavily influenced by? Their peers. So maybe your child, and you really strictly watch what your child does in your house, but then they go to school and they involved with all other people, kinds of kids. They might have friends that openly talk with your child at school about their sexuality and how they're into girls or same sex or transgender. Your kid might be involved with all of this. Now your kid's sitting back like, Well, damn, what am I? You don't have no idea about it. That's the world we live in. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna have to homeschool. I don't think that's gonna have that much of a difference. This is a quote from D. Wade. What are we talking about if you're just tuning in now at 8:41 a.m.? We're talking about Thanksgiving. What else? And the tradition of posting Thanksgiving photographs and how that's different in the digital age. We're talking about a scenario surrounding a celebrity and his family. His name is Dwayne Wade, NBA player for many, many years. Crazy crossover. They used to call him Flash. Remember that year when he was the MVP, man? He was unstoppable against the Dallas Mavericks. Super dope. He teamed up with LeBron James for a few seasons. They won a couple championships together, right? That's LeBron's boy. And everybody knows that he's married to Gabrielle Union, who's yummy. She's yummy. You know what I'm saying? Can she get it? Well, you know, I'm a married man, so I say no. I will say no. And his son is either gay or transgender. I don't know. And they posted a Thanksgiving holiday photograph. And people had to make a big deal about it because his son's got like a little short halter top on. He's the little belly showing. And he's got, his nails are done. And if you look at his nails looks like his stepmama's hand. His hands looks like his stepmama's hand. I'm looking at D. Wade's hands right now. He's got a gold band on. He's a married man, wedding man, you know, the whole 9 yards. He don't have no damn long nails. But if you look at Gabrielle Union, she's got long nails. His son's nails is longer than his wife's. Let that sink in. What in the hell is a black father supposed to do? I told you what you do. You love your son. You chill. You protect him. Because he's going to have a hell. And see, that's the other thing is D. Wade, he's probably like super terrified about his son. He's probably super terrified that his son is going to be the victim of like some transgender, you know, whatever. You know, they terrified. I'm sure he loved his son as much as anybody else loves their son. Why wouldn't he? But what is your take? 513, if you have one, 513-873-7134. Share if you like, or just chill out. The photo of Wade's family is what Black America is in 2019. We are not a monolith. Black without borders. Well, damn it, Drop. I didn't expect to say this about you, but I 100% agree with you, bro. That's what modern day black families are going to look like. Moving more into the millennia, that's what it's going to look like. Your family might have that. And you should follow D. Wade's lead. You know, your son and his friend or his transgender whatever should always be welcome at Thanksgiving. That's what Thanksgiving is for. How many people can remember the first time, if you're married, how many people can remember the first time you had Thanksgiving with your spouse's spouse's family? Or how many people can remember, if you're not married, ever going to like an ex? Maybe you were with a person in the past and they invited you to Thanksgiving or some kind of family gathering. That shit can be uncomfortable in the mofo. It really depends. You never know when family gets together. You never know. I mean, sometimes it can go good, sometimes it can go bad. Sometimes the family will accept you, sometimes the family would like, where they get him at? Where they get her at? You know what I'm saying? Some people are uncouth, some people have class. It's just what it is. But that's a real just kind of nervous feeling like you walking into the lion's den a little bit. Because you want to be liked, you want to be accepted, you want to like them. Because you're with this person, right? And you want to continue to have a good relationship, but I don't know. Angela writes, score one for sexual confusion and another blow to black manhood. I mean, you know where I stand. If you don't know where I stand on that, of course, I absolutely believe wholeheartedly that there is an attack on black manhood. I absolutely believe that. I mean, we're at a point now where just saying shit like, just saying stuff like, just being a man. Just being a man. Many years ago, I coined a term to describe the Nathan Ivey Show. The last honest place in America, where nothing is funnier than the truth. Men are allowed to be men. Well, the reason why I put that second verse in the flow is because for years, I've been observing that manhood has been under attack. Talking about toxic masculinity. Wait a minute. No, there's nothing toxic about being masculine. What the hell does that mean? I think we can find another way to describe some of these situations. Like if you see a father that's abusing his son, that's not toxic masculinity, motherfucker. That's abuse. That's what that is. Don't try to drag masculinity into it to attack manhood. And that's how I feel like it is. I seen a video many years ago. This black man, he was boxing his son. He obviously was abused as a child. Now he's abusing his child. But people want to drag manhood into it. Oh, manhood is such an evil thing. So evil to be a man. Oh, knock it off. What would you do? Damn, I was going to say something. But it's not 9 o'clock yet. Some of your children should. Matter of fact, at 8:47, why are your kids not in school at 8:47? My daughter had to be at school at like 7:30. Where do you do that at? But of course, maybe you're taking your younger kids to daycare and you got to be at work maybe after 9. So I will respect it. But back to my flow here, as I said, this is the new modern family where the son's nails are longer than the mother's nails. Yeah. He's as tall as his father and his nails is longer than his mama. He looks like his daddy in the face, but he's got his mother's hands. All this kind of nonsense. So I'm with you. I mean, I think that black manhood in particular has been under assault with all of the mismanaging of our images in the media for years and years and years. But that's changing now with social media. I think it's changed now with social media. But I don't look at this in particular, Angela, as an example of that. To me, this is an example that promotes black manhood. You may look at it differently, but when I look at this picture of D. Wade, to me, this promotes black manhood in the sense of, as I said earlier, that D. Wade, and everybody knows that D. Wade ain't no Mitch. I seen him elbow dudes, fight his way, be the MVP. I mean, he's a tough guy. Athlete, one of the best ever. Catching lobs from the heavens, coming down with the thunder of Zeus, Black Zeus. Boom, rattle the rim, and then do it again a second later. Throwing lob to LeBron. LeBron jumps to the rafters, swings around for a little while, and comes down with the Black Zeus thunder, rim rattling, all that stuff, man. So we know that obviously this wasn't something that was emblematic of his father. Like, I've never seen his father wear these kind of nails. Maybe people are overreacting. Maybe this is just like, I'm just throwing this out here, okay, for the sake of the conversation, but maybe this is just like his son's just style. I guess. I don't know. This is an example of positive black manhood in the way that D. Wade is dealing with this. He's confident in himself. He's confident in himself as a father. And as he said, here's a quote here. Here's a quote. Quote, as a parent, my only goal is that my kids feel that I see them, that I love them and support them. Boom. That's his only goal. He's not trying to combat the image of the black male. He's just trying to take care of his son. I support him. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Ivy. This is your West Side Connection. Drop Squad 52, calling in from the left coast, also known as the People's Republic. Good morning, sir. Your monologue is on point this morning, but I detect a little cynicism, maybe a little sarcasm in your voice talking about D. Wade and the picture. to me, it sounds like you're not happy with that picture, Mr. Ivy.
Well, I am happy with the picture, actually.
It doesn't, not from what I know about you and your discussions on the show about similar topics. You don't sound like you're 100% in support of D. Wade allowing his son to be in the picture with those images.
Well, let me be clear. I am in 100% of D. Wade allowing his son to be in the picture or putting out the Thanksgiving picture. Like I said earlier, this is his family, and he loves his son.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not that part. I mean, I know you're 100% family man, but it's possible that it's all about social media, because normally certain photos, I mean, the public just wouldn't see. You know, it would be your immediate family, you know, photo album, whatever. But in today's society, and all these celebrities being on all these social media platforms, it's almost like things are just automatically put out there without them ever being screened. Or maybe it was intentional, Nate. Have you ever thought about that?
Well, intentional in what way? What do you mean?
In a way to promote a certain image as far as black families and political agendas. And now, again, D. Wade hasn't been very political, but his wife is. And just for the record, D. Wade's oldest son plays basketball out here in the L.A. area at Sierra Canyon High School, and he's teammates with LeBron James' son. So that's just another little side point.
Oh, yeah. I've seen Bronny. Yeah, I've seen the YouTube videos. Those young boys are balling.
Yeah, Bronny Wade and Zaire. I mean, Bronny James and Zaire Wade.
Right.
But
who do you think has more potential? Can you tell? I mean, you had a trained eye as a ref.
Both of them to me seem they're right about equal. Bronny has a little more ball handling skills, and he's a little more well-rounded than Zaire. But Zaire is just pure athletic. I mean, but both of them are just freshmen. They're not starting, and maybe they will as the season goes on. But to me, they look about equal talent. Both of them can play at the next level. But Mr. Ari, that's just my opinion based on what I know about you and how you comment on other issues like this. And again, you've always been a proponent of social media and the openness of it. But Barack Obama tried to tell black folks a couple weeks ago about this fake woke and the cancel culture. And some of the backlash that his family got for that photo, I mean, it's just typical. At this point, Nate, it is what it is. This is going to happen. And that's why I say it's possible that the photo was intentional. I mean, because as far as it being a belly shirt, didn't look like that to me. It looked like he was close, and the way he was leaning, his shirt kind of rose up a little bit against his dad's back, the way he was standing. But to show the nails, that was intentional, Nate. So again, who knows what their agenda is, but that's just the state.
No, I just zoomed in. It's a belly shirt. I mean, it's definitely a belly shirt. It's
not, Nate.
It definitely is.
You look on his left side.
I'm looking here
it's
now.
uneven.
You're right, and it looks like it's caught up a little bit, like on his father's left elbow. But even still, it looks like it's a shirt that's really, really short, and it shows some belly. That's what it looks. It looks like a belly shirt.
But Nate, you know how social media is. You know this is what they do. People do this stuff for clicks.
They're not doing it for clicks, man. I think what it is they probably knew that people were going to say something. But it was really just a Thanksgiving photo and nothing more than that.
Well, I mean, that's the way I see it. But again, I see things different than a lot of people. And if you allow me to tell you why I put in my post, will the black vote sit it out in 2020? And the reason I say that, Nate, is because the Democrat Party, they don't know what to do with the black vote. Joe Biden is only getting the older black vote. The two black candidates and the other candidates of color are not getting the Hispanic vote or the black vote. I'm talking about Julian Castro. And they don't know what to do, Nate, because it's almost like they're conceding the Hispanic vote and the black vote. And when I say concede, I'm talking about the 5 to 8% that they're pretty much sure is not going to show up, because that 5 to 8%, Nate, are doing well in this economy. And if you say that the economy is not doing well, you can only speak for yourself. You don't know what your neighbor's doing, or maybe you do, but I mean, everybody's working, Nate. Some people have 2 or 3 jobs. So when it comes time to vote, I'm not saying they're going to go vote for a Republican. Again, how often do I have to emphasize that? That's not my point.
Well, my thing is, what's the percentage of black people that live in Iowa or New Hampshire or Nevada? Now, I know South Carolina, I understand it, but some of those early primary or caucus sites, I just wonder if we're getting a big enough pie of black voter opinions early on in the process. So that's one thing that stands out to me. Did you see that article in the New York Times? It actually came out like early this morning. The title was How Black Voters Could Help Biden Win the Democratic Nomination. Have you read that article at all?
It's just, I haven't read it, but I saw the headline, and it's consistent with what I've been saying since the whole Team Light Skin 2020 got in the race without the endorsement of the first black president. And the first black president clearly is not going to endorse his own vice president. So again, Nate, does Barack Obama and his coalition that he had in 2007 and 2012, does that coalition even exist anymore?
Well, I mean, no, it doesn't, because the coalition was around Obama.
No, Nate. The coalition was around
Obama,
these so-called blue states.
No, it was around.
Remember that, Nate?
Yeah, but it was around Obama, because we had the same conversation with Hillary. Where's the Obama coalition for Hillary? They didn't show up for Hillary.
I know. But, Nate, those people that voted for Obama, i.e. the Obama coalition from Michigan, Ohio, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, and some of Florida, those same so-called Obama coalition people voted for Trump. Now, obviously, we know that Trump didn't get that black vote in 2016, but that black vote did not vote for Hillary because she only got 88%. So again, Nate, what Trump is doing, like he did in 2016, he's running an electoral college campaign, okay? He's conceding New York and California.
Well, perhaps he is, but he's got no other choice.
No, perhaps.
Well,
he is.
It makes sense that he is, because that's how you become that's the road to the presidency. Well, let's keep in mind, in 2016, he lost a popular vote. So why would he not take that road? We get it. That's a given.
Okay, I'll tell you. The reason why he did not get higher popular vote was because he did not spend money in those states.
No, it was because he was unpopular. He wasn't popular enough.
But
that's
Nate,
what it comes down to.
We all know politics is about money. Money equals voice, okay? Your voice is your donation to your campaign, to your politician. That's your voice, is your money, okay? So Trump is getting the money in 2020, and he's going to put that money in some of these places where he didn't put it last year. But his primary focus in this 2020 campaign is to solidify.
You're overlooking a lot of history.
Nate, it's there.
You're overlooking a lot of history, man.
2016.
Okay, let's go back to 2016 real quick. You're overlooking a lot of history. I mean, let's think about this, Drop. Trump had not only a pretty sophisticated Facebook campaign that he was running with that analytical firm, which they were targeting voters. Not only did he have that, but he also had the help of the Russian cyber terrorists. They were running all kind of campaigns, all in an effort to try to make sure that Hillary Clinton didn't win, On top of it, you had the widespread allegations of voter fraud, voter shenanigans going on in states in which Republicans had control of the election. And he was running against one of the most unpopular candidates in political history. And he still lost a popular vote.
Yeah, I mean, everything you just stated is the truth, except for the Russian part, because most of their buys from Facebook came after.
That's not true. That's not true. I don't know if that's true or not.
All right.
But that's not true. That doesn't seem true to me.
Nate, that's fine.
So that's what I'm saying.
Not the issue here.
Of course he's got to play the electoral college route. There's no other route for Donald Trump.
But Nate, again, we're talking about a man that we've both conceded is not very popular in certain parts of this country. We both know that. The country is divided, okay? But his path to victory is in, like you said, Iowa. In these states where Democrats really don't worry about too much because it's only a few electoral votes for the Electoral College. They worry about the big states like I named, Ohio, Michigan, Florida, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. Those are the states that have those big electoral votes, all right? So all Trump has to do is to maintain his level of success through the economy going into 2020, and then once the Democrats get their nominee, Nate, if it's not Joe Biden, who of the ones you see right now, Nate, can get that 88 to 93% of the black vote?
Well, we shall see. We shall see. That remains undetermined.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for allowing me to get that out, Mr. Ivy. And it's Monday. Everybody, what's in your wallet? Drop Squad 52, dropping signs to anyone who wants to catch a piece.
Yep. Take it easy. Appreciate you. Let's drop. Colin Wright. This is Colin Caping his conscious writes, good morning, folks. The alt middle is here. The alt middle is akin to the 5%ers. 85% of the choppers are deaf, dumb, and blind from the truth. 10% of the audience knows the truth but prefers the 85% stay ignorant. The alt middle is here to liberate the masses, poor righteous teachers. Mila J writes, why wasn't D-Wade's sad baby included in the pic? That's what folks should be asking, not the nails and crop top. Interesting. She may have a point there. She may have a point. Mason Marlon writes, be wary of any black conservative asking about the black vote while acting like they ain't black. Is that right? Sister Iris is in the house. She writes, good morning, great people. Hey, good to see you, Sister Iris. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, listen now, what's going on in the world? I can't see everything. I can't be everywhere. If you've got any suggestions for topics and or guests, maybe you came across a great book, or maybe you saw an interview and you're like, man, I'd love to hear Nate interview this person. Please let me know. You can always drop a link inside of the Facebook page, but you can also do so and try inside of the Chop Shop, aka it's a chat room we call the Chop Shop, but you can also link things and post links as well if you're inclined to do so. I think today, if you're going to be participating in Black Friday and you are an African American or a black person, however you would define yourself, maybe you define yourself as both, then I think you should spend your money the way you want to ultimately, but I think you should do so with a bit of consciousness, obviously. They're talking about billions upon billions upon billions of dollars are going to be spent today. And what percentage of that will be going to black-owned companies? What are your plans? What are your plans? And I want to say shout out to all of my patrons for your continued support. I mean, one way that you can participate is in supporting the Nathan Ivey Show, which is black-owned media that is focused on a multitude of things, but of course, what's going on with the African-American community inside the I-275 loop. And now I believe in it so much that I started a company, and now we produce other voices via podcasting and streaming and digital streaming. And, you know, I look at this as a beginning and not an end. You know, Drop says something which I've always taken to heart. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I've got a chance to really look at some of what we've been producing, and I think it's a great foundation as we move into 2020. And if you'd like to support that, you can do so by becoming a patron or maybe making a donation to the Nathan Ivey Show. I'll post a link for those that are inclined to do so. And I thank you in advance. A few reasons why you should support the Nathan Ivey Show. Well, number one, if you are a talkie, meaning you're someone who enjoys hearing about what's going on, and you live in the greater Cincinnati area, well, I see this as yet one more platform where you can get unfiltered. We are the most completely unfiltered media in the city of Cincinnati, as all digital media is, free of any pre-existing conversations or relationships, free of the constraints of corporate media. Many times the ownership doesn't even reside in the Cincinnati area. I am Cincinnati based, Cincinnati born, and Cincinnati focused, and have been since we've been online. Now, does that mean we don't talk about other things? Oh, for sure. But you will hear things on this show first. You will hear things on this show you won't hear other places. And if you're someone who listens to a lot of media inside the 275 loop, well, again, I mean, you get to get another platform where you can get an unfiltered, hopefully educated opinion about what's going on. Plus, we do very entertaining interviews around political season. And for folks who like those kind of things, you may get some interest out of it. You may get some interest out of it. That's just one reason. The other reason is I think you have to support independent voices. I think it's very, very important, that word independent, and it might mean different things to different people. For me, what that means is that, there's a separation between my personal and the platform. And what I think personally is one thing, but the platform is something that's larger than me. It's really about being a platform, an amplifier in some cases, an identifier in some cases, right? I mean, as media, you play many different roles, and that's how I see the Nathan Ivey Show. I enjoy being digitally based, and I hope to enjoy it even longer, especially as we get into 2020, because there's going to be so many things that we need to discuss, right? I tell everybody, yeah, I'm an amplifier for your show. You can use this show to promote other things, but, this is not a platform where, I can be bought or paid off. What's the point of being online if you're not going to speak your true voice about whatever the topic is? Again, I'll say I didn't start the Nathan Ivey Show online to not say exactly how I feel exactly about every situation. And you're not getting that in other places. You just don't know it. It's just impossible in some cases. And the other thing is that the internet is the future. You can say what you want. I am not perfect. There is nothing that is perfect, but we are riding the wave of the future together. Every single day we do this show from the Cincinnati area to the audience that we speak to, we are making history every single time that we broadcast. And nobody will remember it but us. That's just how it is. But that's not what it's about. It's about harnessing, as I like to use that word, harnessing the power of the internet to connect with the community in a different way. And I look at it as completely unfiltered. And I'm looking to do even more in 2020. Because 2020, politically, I think, we're there now. There's no more until we get to the political season. This is the political season. In March, just think about it. You got some very significant local votes happening in March, right? It's just around the corner. It's like 3 months from now, 4 months from now. That's right around the corner. Okay, so it is happening right now, locally, regionally, nationally. 2020 is going to be significant. Of course, you've got the presidential race, and I want to be your eyes and ears, not just here locally, but around the country as well, to give you more unfiltered views. You know me, when I get access, I push the access to the absolute limits. What's the use of having access if you're not going to push the limits? Stretch the boundaries of politeness in order to bring you the stories that you need, in my opinion, that we need to discuss. So yet another reason to support this platform and support independent media in general. See here. Muzone writes, good morning. Honestly, to me, his son being that shows that D-Wade failed at being a father and raising him to be a man. He let the social environment his son is being raised around influence him more than his own father as a male role model. And Gabby, Hollyweird attitude influence too. Is that right? Okay, I appreciate it. Muzone is a very strong opinion. He blames D-Wade. He says D-Wade's failure, huh? Damn. Damn, that is so deep, Muzon. I appreciate you being on. I mean, we do chop it up here. So matter of fact, I'm not surprised at the honesty one bit. But I appreciate it, man, because some people look at that opinion and be like, oh, he's, the new flavor is toxic masculinity, which I don't like. Don't drag masculinity into it. Manhood has nothing to do with it. Muzone. That's a good flow, man. How many people agree with Brother Muzone? Angela writes, I have an international plan, but Africa is on 2G. You've been traveling, Angela? I didn't even really notice. Hope you had a great time. That's great. Where'd you go? I know I'm late to the party. Colin writes, Muzone, talk that shit. Growing up in Miami, the boy had two choices. Dick or cocaine sales. No, I'm sure you have more choices than that, Colin. Kaepernick's consciousness. Come on, man. I listen, you already know how I feel, Muzone, but I'll say it again. I disagree. I don't think that D-Wade failed his son. Because I don't think that there was anything that D-Wade could have done about it. Now, if you're the son of a celebrity, Gabby, are you going to be in a different environment? Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's an environment kind of thing 100%, because I don't think it's an environment thing 100%. I think the environment can play a role, but I think it's different for different people. I think there's some people who will say they were born, feeling like, they were out of body, kind of speak, out of gender. And I think there's other people who are imitating this. Now, it's hard for me to decipher, so we got to take it all seriously, right? But that's just the way I know human beings are. Some human beings, because of their personality, whatever, biology, whatever, they'll imitate what they think they're supposed to be. I don't know if this has happened to D-Wade's son, but I don't know. Jackie writes, Kid Rock is a Trump supporter. He hates anyone who doesn't support Trump. Yeah, Kid Rock's been going after Oprah in his stand-up. Is that what he does? He's a comic, right? He tells jokes. When was the last time Kid Rock? I guess he's big in the whole Confederate flag, country music, whatever. Remember when Kid Rock was all into rap? When he came out, he was loving black folks. He loved black people when he first came out because he wanted our acceptance to be the white dude. He's Kid Rock, but he's down with the brothers, and he can rap and he can sing. His act is totally different now, isn't it? Kid Rock dated a few black girls. Now he think he can talk ish about black people. I feel the same way about Kid Rock as I do Bill Maher. Yeah. He had sex with Superhead. Now you think he can drop the N-word. No, B, it don't work like that. Jackie writes, I think I read that. The Mason Marler writes, be weary of any wannabe conservative. I think I read that already. Oh, yeah, don't forget to buy my new sneakers debuting this month. I'm just not in a mood to talk about them, even though I've been ready for 3 years and been denied for 3 years. Man, will you leave Colin Kaepernick alone? If you don't want to buy his shoes, don't buy his shoes. If you don't want to buy the man's shoes, don't buy his shoes, but leave the man alone. Colin Kaepernick is there for the people. You just don't understand it. This man always got something negative to say. Black females and Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick is a hero to millions, which means it's got to be real. It's got to be real.
How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. How you doing?
Hey, let me start by saying I appreciate y'all coming out. That means a lot to me. Our biggest thing with everything today was making sure we had transparency of what went on. We weren't getting that elsewhere, so we came out here. It's important that y'all are here. Y'all been attacked for the last 3 years. Y'all continue to be attacked. We appreciate what y'all do. We appreciate you being here today. We appreciate the work you do.
That's right. That's Colin. I'm playing this just for you. Let me see here. Cincy Tigers Rays, good morning. D-Wade shouldn't be upset his son is gay, like father, like son. LeBron side piece, oh yeah, good morning. Ayatollah stand up, that's Broadway flow. Cincy Tigers Rays, good morning. Good morning to you, Cincy Tigers. This man is in here on some nonsense. Jesse writes, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, and D-Wade all have gay sons. So what happened? Did they use up all the testosterone during their time in the NFL? Was none left for the bloodline? It's a bad joke. Cincy Tigers writes, what do we have here? Colin Kaepernick's consciousness. Don't you mean conscious? Or is that a question? Look at Cincy Tigers getting all grammatical. Yeah, you tell him. Gabrielle is fueling that gay attitude in a boy who was still a child, and D. Wade has no say-so who he didn't have a child with, Gabrielle. He's failing, and his failure is on display for the world to see and then get mad at public criticism. Damn. Cassandra writes, hey, choppers. So you think D-Wade is failing, huh? Okay. Kush writes, good morning, Nate and the choppers. Colin writes, Tigress is an unconscionable ball breaker. Cincy Tigers writes, y'all talking about the full set of nails on D-Wade's son and the belly shirt? A whole mess. Yeah, it was a belly shirt. Yeah, we are talking about it in the context of the modern black family. This is emblematic of the modern black Thanksgiving situation. Because you might, it really just depends on the culture inside the family. Like, you may have young people in your family who are having these feelings and thoughts, but there's a culture inside the family in which they don't feel like they can come through and talk about it. That's how I look at it. This is why we're talking about it. This is emblematic of what people were doing over the holiday. And speaking of the holiday, how many people still have Thanksgiving leftovers left? Are you still eating that? We like 4 days removed, yo. Oh, you put every scene, you put in the Ziploc, put it in the freezer. Damn. Raise your hand if you still have any kind of leftovers that you are taking to work with you today. Because you a thrifty mofo. I'm going to give you some props. If you taking your lunch today because you still got Thanksgiving leftovers, you're my kind of person. That's my kind of people right there. I like that. Why pay for lunch when you got it? You know what I'm saying? Thrifty. Love it. Raise your hand. So I just want to acknowledge those smart people. You ain't got to go to Wendy's today, boo. TNT writes Grammar 101. It was. Hey, good to see you, TNT. Missed you yesterday. The Dope Chicks Collective did another recording, and the audio will be up very soon. You can check out the podcast. Man, okay. Colin Kaepernick is getting upset. Cincy Tigers, also, can you get Fernand Rucker on these airways? I'm interested in how his white friends have either supported or switched up since his decision to challenge Dieters. Now, of course, I did speak with him already. This is going back like a month ago, but I agree with you. That's an ongoing conversation, and we've yet to bring Gabe on. I every time I run into him, boom, Nate, I'm coming on. I'll reach out to Gabe and bring him on the show as soon as he is either inclined to do so or has time to do so, and we'll get into that race because the primary is coming up very, very soon. We ain't got no time. Nathan, can you invite a representative from HOI or Hebrew Israelites? My son encountered a camp in downtown Cincinnati and was intrigued by the message they shared. I'd love to have a better understanding about what they believe as we continue the plight of blacks in America. It seems that there are various black-centric groups, NOI, Black Panthers, HOI, etc. I'd like to hear from them. Okay. I agree with you. That will be interesting. That would be interesting to have like an intelligent conversation about what their standpoint is, because I think at this point, I think there should be a full analysis of all, old standing, old school or long standing organizations to see, who's got the best practices and who's a resource for what situation, And again, I I can't tell you I know off the top of my head, so it would be interesting to hear the conversation. I will do that. Angela writes, speaking of which, any report on how successful Black Restaurant Week was? No, not at all. Angela writes, I would agree that she's complicit. Is that right? Cincy Tigers writes, it's another method of genocide. Really? I had to take a class to better understand this stuff. I work with kids in CPS, and I used to tell them to get their voice and lips together before addressing me. But apparently it's inappropriate. Can't talk to them like they are own anymore. Gotta support them and follow the new conventions. Oh, well. It's interesting. Angela writes, this is a trifecta attack on Black boys, youth, and men. Death, prison, and/or sexual confusion. It's an interesting term, sexual confusion. Well, this culture will do that. Modern day American culture will do that. It will confuse a young person, and they won't know what's going on, who they are. Jesse writes, this is not the first time people had something to say when he was in the gay parade. Yeah, I remember Donnie talked about this on one of her podcasts. And I don't think that she was too happy about it. I think she took the approach of like, the parade environment is more like an adult thing. And they got this little kid out there. But yeah, you're right. It's not the first time somebody criticized them about the way that they were dealing with it. And I think the criticism that they take is why some parents react the way they do to situations with their own kids. So somewhere out there is a Black family that is dealing with a transgender child or transgender young person, and they're doing it in the dark. They ain't posted nothing on Thanksgiving. They don't want nobody, they're embarrassed lightweight. And what I would say is that's a shame. Because if they're doing that, then I can only imagine what the culture is going to be inside the classroom. Inside the household, not the classroom, but inside the household. I can only imagine. It's probably a terrible culture, right? For the child. Not for them, but for the child. So D. Wade is doing this to portray a culture. What culture is Donald Trump and his dysfunctional family representing? What conservative culture? Right. Cam writes, halter top. Angela writes, we are doomed to hell, but she writes Hades with this sort of acceptance. I get it. Folks, listen, I understand. I'm just trying to, personalize it. This is your son. Your son comes to you, your grandson, and they exhibit or somehow express that they feel like they might be transgender. What are you going to do? You're going to send them to like a Black church Christian concentration camp where they just concentrate on being a good person and read the scriptures, and they'll come up with a scripture from the Bible that parallels, being transgender and all this kind of stuff. Is that what they're supposed to do? Had to chop it up with the wifey for a sec when she leaves. Good morning to you. Why some Black voters want more from 2020. Of course, last week I told you that Black voters deserve to be excited. Black voters deserve to be excited about the Democrat candidate. It should be somebody that gives you that Obama feeling if you had an Obama feeling. But farther than that, we'll give you those Obama results. Here's what I mean. Say what you want about Trump, but Trump delivers for his base. Could you imagine if Obama, who his base was Black people, if he had done for Black people what Trump is doing ostensibly in terms of what people, give him positive responses for them? Let me give you an example. I read over the weekend, very interesting article. And it was from The Atlantic. Anybody read The Atlantic? It was a very good article. But let me sum it up for you. Long story short, Trump has gotten the wall on the border that he wanted. because he put so much incredible pressure on this one issue that it appears that he was able to bend everything to his will to get what he wanted. Now, do we have thousands upon thousands of miles of? No, we don't. But Trump he made not just building the border wall, but also detaining people, putting more scrutiny on the border. They're doing that stuff right now. Amnesty International, all these NGOs and nonprofits, media, everybody talked about how bad of an image it was that they had these young kids locked up in so-called cages. They lost 1,000 kids, right? Congressmen, senators, 60 Minutes, talk shows, podcasts have all gone down to the detention sites, took photographs, came back and told us what happened. And guess what? They're still there. Trump is still doing it. There's lawsuits tied up in the courts. It'll be decided for the next decade, but they're still doing it. And that's what black voters deserve. Like, how many people care to even live on a border? The vast majority of Americans don't live on the border, but it's a larger issue in that. It's the idea that somebody, non-white, is getting something that whites are supposed to get, whether that be land or Social Security or whatever. And see, a lot of black folks have forgotten that when the first battlegrounds for our descendants was just deciding on whether you were even a citizen or not, because that was going to be a barrier for you to get equality in this country, which is at the very heart of the Byron Allen case. At least it's one of those issues at the very heart of the Byron Allen versus Comcast Supreme Court case that's going on right now. I mean, all this stuff is intertwined. But Trump's doing it. I mean, could you imagine you had a president, for people to care about this issue, could you imagine a president who made, let's say, reparations as serious a priority as Trump has made so-called border security? Or closing the wealth gap between black and white households, and put as much energy, time, focus, lawyers, whatever you want to call it, to get what his goal is. And that's what Trump is delivering. Even though it's unpopular by a lot of people, his base loves it because that's what they want. Whether it's real or imagined, in a lot of cases it's imagined. Whether it's real or imagined, this is what Trump base want. They want him to fight to keep the brown folks from illegally coming across the border and getting them jobs and competing with their sons for jobs, getting a good factory job. They don't want that. Coming over here, having you an anchor baby and getting welfare. They don't want that. They don't want that. And Trump is like the Martin Luther King to that community. He's going to fight the good fight for his people. Even though from the outside looking in from other places, it looks racist, harmful, caustic, cost lives, separating families. His base don't care. They love it. When Trump goes to these rallies, especially in the South where they love him, and he says, you know, we doing more on the borders than ever before, whether you live in a border town or not. Oh, man, it's like, great answer. Great answer. So we shall see. Obama got healthcare approved. Trump locked up kids in cages. They win. He did, although the healthcare could have been a lot better. He had to make compromises with the Republican-controlled Congress, but he did. TNT Ray said, no one wants you lame, busted-ass shoes that you broke all child labor laws to make. GTFOH. Camille writes, Trump's base are either uneducated and inbreds. I think it would be a mistake to look at Trump's base that way, Camille, to be fair. Or do I think that there's a lot of voters in general, Democrat and Republican, who are low information voters who just go with the name? Yes, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of people that's been brought up as Republicans. Their grandfather was a Republican. They see the Republican Party and their values more aligned with their life. That's just a choice that they philosophically see. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people are very smart. Very smart. They might have racism in their hearts and don't realize it. Can't admit it, but it's the truth. make reparations a priority, I'm sure Republican-held Senate and Mitch McConnell is just waiting to pass reparations bill, GTFOH. No, I'm just making a point that when you look at Trump and you look at all of the focus he's put on the border, to his base, he's delivered. He's been the champion of border security that he said he was going to be when he was running. Even when it seemed racist, even when it seemed morally wrong, even when, the various courts have delayed some of his decisions about who can come in and out of the country, Trump is willing to use the power of the presidency on this particular issue and challenge the boundaries of presidential powers. All I'm saying is that black voters deserve someone willing to do the same thing for whatever their particular interest is. I just threw out reparations because I thought it was something quick, fast, and easy for people to, conceive as an example. But it can be any issue. You can say what you want. There are people that look at Trump. We can call them uneducated, but they're inspired by Trump. They look up to Trump. For real or fake in their own head reasons, that is the truth. And all I'm saying is that black voters deserve that type of enthusiasm, that kind of bond and connection with a candidate who, once elected, goes super hard, even if the courts get involved, even if the opposition party has a problem with it, even if it seems like it's the wrong thing to do, but yet you're going to do it anyway. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We don't deserve that? TNT writes, do you even understand the problem with your fake ass name ? Apparently not. No one was talking about if you use the right term. The problem was the way in which you use the word. It's wrong, fool. Fame is crazy, man. Angela writes, a waste of black seed. Oh, damn. That is so deep. Oh, my God. I mean, there's a part of me as a black man that enjoys that kind of viewpoint, Angela. I appreciate that. I understand what you're saying. I really do. But damn, gosh. Oh, so maybe sure I'm clear here. Are you saying that D Wade's son, Zion, because he's transgender, is a waste of black seed? Damn. That is so damn. That is so harsh. But hey, it is what it is. Appreciate the honesty. Camille writes, it's sad that even the media is pushing gayish on us and our children. I would say that's true. That is absolutely true. And I would say that it's deeper. It's in the cartoons as well. It's in the teenage shows. It's in a lot of these shows in which they introduce these relationships that are same sex. And the overall message is that, you have to accept it, that it's the new normal. This is the new normal, ladies and gentlemen. This is the new normal. We are on the edge of the so-called apocalypse. Okay? The biblical term, what is it? The last days. We are here. We are here. Brian writes, in my opinion, I think because they're all NBA stars, that requires just about all their time. The kids are spending more time with the ladies than with men and the father. Yeah, I would imagine it requires a lot of time, but I mean, damn, dad's not coming home between games. I mean, you got a 4-day layover. I'm sure that it's a different kind of job. It's almost like being like a truck driver on some level, or a job where you just travel a whole lot. But there's plenty of people whose fathers traveled a lot and they didn't. I mean, there's plenty of men who grew up in single family households and they're not gay. I grew up in a single family household. I'm not gay. My brothers grew up in a single family household. They're not gay. So the absence of a day-to-day male presence doesn't automatically mean that somebody's going to be gay. I'm trying to think right now. I got a couple of partners. They grew up without their fathers on a regular. They're not gay. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that that's necessarily, I don't think there's a connection between the two. Now, what I will say is that with my son, because I'm in a household with 2 women or 2 females, 1 woman and a teenager, soon to be a young woman. And, I go out of my way to make sure that my son is with me so he can understand, being around a man. You know what I'm saying? I go out of my way to be manly with him, and I'm just my manly self. I watch sports, and we do sports stuff together, and I do all the stuff that you would think that a male would do with my son. And I make sure that because he's living with his sister and his mama. He ain't got no testosterone. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. Now, am I doing that because I don't want him to be gay? No, not per se, but he's not going to learn how to be a man unless he's around me. Mike Jones writes, so Orange supporters can tell that he's a con man? They must all be Trump U alumni. That's hilarious. Obama, I think I read that one. That is hilarious. They don't care, Mike. Look at how many people who will suffer from these new food stamp laws, abortion laws. Crime will surge as hungry people seek new ways to eat, and women will die from back alley abortions. Yeah, I'm not for any of that. I mean, if anything, I think welfare recipients need to be given more money on a monthly basis, not less. Because the one thing about the system, and I think this is still true, is that just about the time that the money runs out, the food runs out, the money it's coming back in again. So you can never get ahead. And then if you get a little job, you start making $12,000, $16,000 a year, they start talking about, now we got to cut some of your benefits. So you can never get ahead. Listen, the way that people get ahead, and this is assuming that they're making smart, rational, sound, decisions. They're not getting a little bit of money and then blowing it on something frivolous. But assuming that people are making rational decisions as adults with their finances, the way that most people get ahead in the world is they either make more money or they're saving their money so they can stack it up to go put themselves in a different position, where that means buying yourself into a new neighborhood, right? A better neighborhood, a better zip code, or whatever the case may be. If you can't stack your chips, you can never get ahead. Can never get ahead. Everybody wants to pick on welfare as if that's the problem. I don't care about welfare reform. I don't care what they spend their money on either. I don't care about welfare fraud. I don't care about it. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Now, the only way I care about it is when you got a drug addicted parent who's selling their money and the kids are going hungry. Now, that's what I care about. But if you got two poor people that make an exchange over EBT cards or welfare, whatever, because, I know how the game is, 2 for $1. $100 in stamps or $50 in cash. I've been there. Yeah, that's the poor people's economy right there. That's poor people's economy. If you've ever traded and did a 2 for $1, like half off on stamps, then you participated in the underground poor people's economy. And I don't care about the underground poor people's economy because they're poor. Oh, man, you shouldn't be able to buy no liquor. Why not? Just don't abuse it. You got no problem with you want to buy some beer with your EBT card? I don't have a problem with it. The only problem with it is you got a lot of alcoholics. I'm an alcoholic. Who'll go drink up the money and the kids won't get no damn food. That's the only problem with it. But people act like these are big deals. They ain't costing us no money. We're losing more money because we don't tax capital gains than we lose through welfare fraud, but nobody wants to talk about that. So we'll talk about what those who live in the world of the hyper concentration of poverty do. But then we don't want to talk about capital gains tax here locally and things like that for the highly concentrated wealthy people. I don't get it. Mason Marley, come on, Nate. Then what the Trump supporters want? Take the welfare, lock kids' cages, and defend neo-Nazis in Charlottesville? Damn. Why didn't Obama do that? Colin writes, TNT, the issue is deeper than you can imagine. You cut nothing. You made yourself look silly, but you will never admit that. Okay, so you're talking back and forth with TNT. I'll let y'all have that. I'll stay out of it. I will say this, man. You always got something negative to say about black women. It's so disappointing. The sisters got enough of that going on, man. They got enough of that. Where is the love? Where is the love? That's what I say. Thank you, James. I appreciate it. He writes, keep up the great work. Those who control the narrative and the writers of the history. Absolutely. Appreciate it, James. Akeem, appreciate you. 3 young men invite elderly widow to sit with them after seeing her dining alone. Black people have such big hearts. The big hearts of black people are taken advantage of. But enough with that big heart stuff. Pulitzer Prize. I'm inside the Friends page reading directly from some of the headlines. Again, you took the time to post it. I'll get the time to deliver a flow about it. And of course, I was already in here earlier and over the weekend. Pulitzer Prize winning columnist, the GOP is a cult and not a party. Could be. Black Santa at Carew Tower on Thursday, December the 5th. Okay, Black Santa from 4 to 7. Now, you know me, one of the realest things you can ever do is to tell your kids the truth. And I'm a big believer that adults mess up their kids. We were all born like beautiful, unblemished, perfect geniuses. And our culture robs us of that by making us conform to normals, right? The norms, which were usually dictated and created by non-black people. You know that. So I wish I could go to all the schools and say, there is no fucking Santa Claus. There's no Santa Claus. Matter of fact, how old is Sonny? I think it's about, he knows. He tries to act like he don't want to hear it. He wants to just believe and have fun with it. But we tell our children early on that there is no Santa Claus. And what we found out is that they don't really care. Kids don't give a damn about Santa or the Leprechaun or the Green Goblin or Spider-Man and his amazing friends. As long as on December 25th, when they wake up and they go downstairs to the living room, there's some gifts that they can rip over the paper and be excited. That's all they care about. And if you doubt it, you know, people, they don't care about who it's from. Parents spend all that time putting from daddy, from mommy, to whoever. Kids don't care. They look at it from mommy, rip that shit off because it don't matter. You could wrap up a gift. If it's a big, nice gift, box, a little heavy. If you wrap up your kids, Xbox, that'll be a big thing in 2020, the Xbox, PlayStation 5. You wrap up a PlayStation 5 and you put from, just come up with some wild ass name, like from Dolomite to your son. They'll be like, Dolomite, rip. They don't give a damn. Who's Dolomite? Rip. They don't give a damn. You could put the little name tag on there like to from and then leave it blank. And the kids will pick it up. They'll shake it. Ooh, it's heavy. And they'll look and say, don't know what's from. Rip. They don't give a damn. Parents care about all that stuff because you want to be appreciated for buying your kids shit. From mommy, oh, thank you, mommy. And you get that warm feeling. Let's keep it real. And how do I feel about Black Santa? I want to see how many white families. This is a real test of white people in Cincinnati. They go to Carew Tower. Everybody loves black people, right? How many white families are going to go down to Carew Tower between 4 to 7 p.m. on a Thursday in December and allow their white child to sit on the lap of a Black Santa and then take that photograph and post it? You know, people be having these photographs in their house and stuff. How many people going to do that? How many photographs you seen like that? You don't see that shit. You don't see that. You don't see that. I have no desire. Black Santa Claus, Hispanic Santa Claus, Asian Santa Claus, mulatto Santa Claus. It makes no difference. Caribbean Santa Claus, Haitian Santa Claus. I don't care. I don't care about no damn Santa Claus. But for those who are into that, then Jesse, thank you for posting that. You knew I was going to keep a flow about it. If I had a choice between a white Santa Claus and a Black Santa Claus as a black man in America, it ain't even close. I want my kids to be on Black Santa Claus. It ain't no problem. Just for the consistency. What would I look like? And you come to my house and I got a picture of Santa Claus up, a white Santa Claus in my house with my daughter and my son. I would look like a damn fool. A damn fool. That ain't ever gonna happen. Period. Not as long as that's a household I can't stay in. We getting divorced. My wife come in here and look at the Santa Claus. What? I might blink my eyes real hard, like 10 times. Like, no, like 2 times, like Dorothy. Blink my eyes 2 times, like she clicked her heels and come back to reality. Like, what? Get that trash out of here. That means I'm wrong, huh? Hey, good morning to you, JD. I appreciate the post. I didn't get a chance to see it, but apparently it was 2 Cincinnati officers that got knocked unconscious. His brother was throwing haymakers out here. 2 Cincinnati police officers were assaulted, and then 2 people were arrested and now facing charges. Damn, what happened? What happened? I'm telling you, man, that whole domestic violence thing, man, is a real serious situation because you got people, man, they feelings involved, and then the police show up. And I don't know what happened in this particular case, but I do know that in some cases, police can show up and they can have an attitude, and then the dude already has an attitude, and then bad things can happen. I bet you those domestic violence calls, man, things happen bad all the time because it's just a really bad scene. Let me see if I can. I'm watching the video right now, so it's like 2 officers, 1 female. Looks like they're trying to arrest him. Oh, snap. He's screaming, "What are you doing?" I don't know what they're trying to, I guess they're trying to arrest him. Are they tasting him? Well, they're just not physically strong enough to tell. This is funny. This is funny. So I'm looking at the video here. I mean, come on, man. See, these are the kind of people, like I say here, like, let me say this. I'm all for, let me just say that, I don't know what to say, actually. Let me just go back to the video here. They're telling him to get on the ground. He's resisting arrest. I think I can hear a taser. Have you seen this? Hold on. If you don't know what I'm talking about here, hold on. Let me post a link right here so you can follow along at home and you can watch the video that I just posted there inside the Chop Shop. You can follow along at home and watch for yourself and maybe watch it later. It looks like this happened in Cincinnati, Ohio. And the design of the building looks very familiar to me. It looks like the projects. And they're trying to arrest this man, but allegedly he ends up knocking out. I'm trying to watch the. So who was the person? Who was the person that videotaped this? Look, says okay. Here's Sincere Watson. Oh man, this is just not a good situation right here. Let me flash forward here. Okay, oh, there's now really a fight going on. Oh, man, I'm sorry to give you some of that dead silence. Hold on. Let me get the actual audio here so you can listen along. I'm just listening to it. It's so rude. I'm just listening to it, and you're hearing it's kind of bleeding in from the environment of the microphone. I don't think that's good enough audio quality to be engaging enough. Give me 1 second here, and I will pull this up on my soundboard. Wow, that is quite interesting. And it looks like somebody was right there and captured the audio that we're looking at where I was just playing right now. And they captured a video of it, and it had pretty good audio as well, man. You can do so much with these smartphones these days. See here, they're just getting better and better and better. You see here. Hold on. Let me see. Officers knocked unconscious. So I'm looking. It seemed like this situation went on for a while, for like some minutes. It wasn't like a fast kind of situation that went on. You know, this was kind of going on for a minute. And then at some point, sorry about that. And then at some point, it looks like somebody got to swinging. Let me see if I can find a spot where the officers are knocked unconscious. Oh, there's a lot of police on the scene now. Man, that was a situation. We'll see here. I'm reading that Ryan Houston is leaving WCPO for a television station in Pittsburgh. Okay, shout out to Ryan Houston, man. Yeah, seems like a good brother. Always say good things when I ran into him. And that's a great thing for him. I'm sure hopefully he's going to be happy here. There's a lot of folks come through Cincinnati in terms of television and then go on to bigger things. You know what I'm talking about? Ryan Houston. I'm on the Cincinnati Herald's page right now, and they're sharing this. Okay, shout out to him. I'll reach out to him maybe and say what's up. Seems like a good brother. Yeah, seems like a good brother. Wish the best for him. Cincy Tigers writes, I think I read that. If Lamar Jackson wins MVP, he will be the second black quarterback in back-to-back. Kansas City's Patrick Mahomes last year. Does the NFL really have a race issue? Yes, it does. Yes, it is. One has nothing to do with the other. Yeah, people trying to say that, does the NFL really have a race issue? Of course they do, because look at what they did to Colin Kaepernick. Two things can be true at the same time. It can be true that the NFL will honor Lamar Jackson, a black quarterback, to be the MVP for what he did on the football field. And at the same time, they blackballed another brother, Colin Kaepernick, because of what he was talking about and the particular stances that he was making. One has nothing to do with the other. Colin writes, we live in a world where a man loving a man, where a man loving a man is considered virtuous. Lord help the deaf, dumb, and blind. I feel you. Cam writes, peace, Nate. I think if he was his only son, he would think differently. He has another son that plays ball and seems to be straight. Yes, I understand what you're saying. Right. So again, if I was an athlete, if I was like a D-Wade type athlete and I was one of the best in the NBA when I was doing it and I had sons, I obviously would want my sons to be like me. I want my son to play ball. I want my son to play ball now. I'm pushing sports on my son now, on my kids now, because I want him to ball out. I mean, I love to be on the stands when he balling out. Oh, my God, that'll be great. So you're right. He's got a son that's inclined, that looks just like him, number one, who's more inclined that way. So you know what he's going to say? He's going to say he got it from his mama. And just keep loving his son. That's what he's going to say. Cincy Tigers writes, speaking of which, what in the hell is Billy D. Williams talking about? Gender fluidity is what exactly? Sodom and Gomorrah is going down fast. Is that right? What did he say, actually? I'm not hip. What did Billy D. Williams say? I'm a little late. I do know that he was in the news. I do remember that. Hold on, let me search right now. Billy D. Williams. I just don't remember what. Let's see. Billy D. Williams comes out as a gender fluid in a new interview. Star Wars icon Billy D. Williams, quote, I see myself as feminine and as well as masculine. Oh, y'all done fucked up now. Y'all done fucked up. Wait till I tell my mother. Wait until I talk to my mother. My mother was a big Billy D. Williams fan when I was younger. Billy D. Williams was like Idris Elba back in the day. You telling me Han Solo looks at himself as a male and a female? I'm sorry, not Han Solo. He didn't play Han Solo. He played Lando Calrissian. What? You telling me one of the stars of Mahogany says he sees himself as masculine and feminine? Well, I mean, if that's how he sees himself. What does that mean exactly? Now, if this is not a sign that things have changed, I don't know. Now when I look at Billy D, I'm going to look at him maybe a little differently now. Maybe not. I don't know. The twinkle in his eyes seems different now. Let me see. He says, I see myself and her. I say himself and herself because I see myself as feminine as well as masculine. Now, I'm not here to criticize Billy D. Williams. Who brought this to my attention? Cincy Tigers, thank you so much for bringing this to my attention, number one. And number two, what the hell we gonna do, B? They got Billy D, yo? Does Donnie B know this? What in the hell is going on? But again, that's the world we live in. I mean, on one level, I'm happy for Lando Calrissian. I'm happy for him. I mean, if he's found his peace as an individual, go right ahead. But just imagine, Billy D. Williams could never come out like this in the 80s or the 90s. He couldn't come out and say this in the 80s. That would have killed his career. You what? So we had to put Billy D. right up there with, who's the guy who passed away who had the great voice? That everybody, oh, we love him. We love him. You know what I'm talking about? Answer writes, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Tanika writes, Billy D needs to stop. He's too old for that mess. 82. Pat writes, Village of Roll Hill, a.k.a. Faye Apartments. Is that where the video was from? Thank you, Pat. The Faye. Everybody, listen. Come on now. We all been there. We all got family. If you didn't live in the Faye yourself, quit fronting. Stop your fronting. Damn. The male officer, I'm jumping back and forth here. I'm sorry. Let me stay on Billy D for a second. Wow, this is quite interesting. It's quite interesting. So Billy D is gender fluid, which means that he sees himself as a male and a female. And if he says so, okay. Okay. I mean, he's still Lando Calrissian. You know what I'm saying? Colt 45. What did he mean by that? He says that he has a soft side. Yeah. Yeah. Let it sink all in. You remember Lady Sings the Blues? Classic black movie. Yeah. Damn. What's next? Idris. Idris is next. Nate, the white people who have black kids will take them to the Black Santa. Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, you're right. White people who have adopted black kids or maybe they have biracial kids, they'll take them to see the Black Santa. But what I want to know is how many white people who have white children who claim to be liberals, who claim to be progressives, who claim to love black folks, how many would feel comfortable letting their kids sit on the lap of a Black Santa? And then you're going to take that photograph and put it on social media like it's no difference. Because if you don't see color, right? Remember, I don't see color, which is the dumbest thing ever. Fool, everybody sees color. That's not the issue. The issue is when you see color, do you automatically project or imbue it with negative attributes? That's the real issue. Yeah. Wow. Angela writes, more mockery of black manhood. It is hard to say that Angela is not making some very interesting points. It's hard not to say that. Very hard. Damn, they got Billy D. Oh my God. I mean, listen, this is the world we live in. On one level, I'm very happy for Billy D. Williams because now he can be who he really is. If he feels like he's gender fluid, now he's going to feel better before he's 82 now, right? Before he dies, before you die, I believe you should be able to be who you really are, at least for some part in your time as a human being. And that's who he feels comfortable. Cool. It is what it is. For the larger culture, for the larger image of the black male, this is, to steal a phrase, going to be more of the whole sexual confusion. It's like anything else. It's like when you go to it's like the difference between going to McDonald's now and going to McDonald's many years ago. Have you ever gone to, and I would just say fast food because I don't eat fast food anymore, and I don't recommend you do either. But if you go to a fast food menu, and let's say they got all kind of stuff there, you ever had that feeling where you just don't know what you want because you got so many options? I mean, I wonder if it's like that in terms of sexual confusion. You got folks out there wondering whether they're gender fluid or not because, I'm not sure what the feelings are. Quite honestly, it's hard for me to really even grasp it, but I do know that it's a real thing. That's interesting. Angela writes, did he ever admit to drug use? I don't know. Cam writes, Nathan, Billy D is not gay. He's just a little tender. Tracy writes, the fade, 1976 to 1981. I already know. TNT writes, they done got Billy D. He writes, this is so sad. That is hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious, man. I mean, who are your heroes? Who's next? Is there anything wrong with being gender fluid? If in fact you feel like, what does that mean, gender fluid? I don't completely understand. I've never felt like I was anything other than a male. So I don't understand it. And I don't understand how you can feel like, in fact, I'll say it again. I got testicles. Why would I ever want to give up testicles, man? I got a penis. Why would I give this up? Why would I look down on this? This is a great thing. You know what I'm saying? I've always felt that way, like, life is good. We happy over here. You know what I'm saying? I was born a male. That's a great thing. I don't understand it. I don't understand the mentality, but I can respect the fact that there is a different viewpoint that I don't understand. I mean, again, gender fluidity is different than being gay. It's, your gender is fluid is what they're saying, male and female. But my gender is not fluid. It is very much rigid. And now that's being looked upon as somehow that's wrong. I'm wrong because I'm happy in my heterosexuality. I'm happy because I have testicles and a penis. But again, why would you give that up? I don't understand it. There are men out there who are born with testicles and a penis. They want to give that up for a vagina. Why? Why would you do that? I'm not down on vagina. I'm pro-vaginas. You know that. I'm married with 2 kids. I'm very pro-vagina. On a woman. I'm very pro-vagina on a woman. As a man, I'll stick with what God gave me. We good over here. I'm cool with the pork and beans. I'm cool with that. Tracy writes, why does the gay community have so many classifications? Because there are so many different ways that people feel about their gender and also their sexuality. It's not just black and white and 1 or 2 or 3. There's a myriad of different viewpoints and therefore ways that people now identify themselves that are more acceptable. And again, I think as a human being, you should spend some time in this earth in these times being exactly who you feel like you are before you die. I think you deserve that. So if you feel like you're gender fluid, I'm happy for you for coming out. Pro-vagina. We need pro-vagina fathead campaign posters. Where's Pastor X? Angela writes, Billy D is likely one of those type of dudes Tanks was talking about. Oh, don't say that, Angela. I don't even know if I could tell my mother. If I tell my mother, she'd be like, what? He what? I got a good mind to call her live on the air. My mother loved Billy D. She loved the Lady Sings the Blues. She loved Diana Ross. Billy D was on Ebony magazine all the time, in Jet magazine. Damn. They got him. I feel like female officers are the worst in those domestic violence situations. They always want to flex their authority and prove how tough they are. Your job is to de-escalate the situation, not add fuel to the fire. Do you think that she added fuel to the fire in that situation that happened over in Roll Hill? Is that what you're saying? Because, I mean, it did seem like he was taking a turn for the worse. I just don't know why. And he did see the dude was screaming, and I mean, it was just not a good look. It was not a good look at all. See, there is a video. I put a link inside the Chop Shop this morning, but there's also a video inside the Friends Who Like the Nathan Ivey Show, and feel free to join if you would like. Let me find this for you because it was intense, and it just seemed like they couldn't. It just seems like they couldn't get him down. Massachusetts State Police becomes first agency to test out robot dog. Well, because why use a real dog when you can use a robot dog? So maybe there's a situation where you think there's weapons or you want to put a video camera in there. Oh, this is the wave of the future. If you live long enough, one day you'll walk out to your porch in the night sky, the night air, just to maybe get a smoke in, or maybe you're going to your car, or maybe you're working out, or maybe getting some air. It'll be just after dusk, right? Sun just set, the moon is up, and when you look into the night sky, you're going to see little robots. You're going to see all kind of mechanical, drones, whizzing past you in the night. Dropping off packages, dropping off pizzas, dropping off different things. That's going to be the future. Little R2-D2 type robotic kind of things will be delivering your mail. When you go to Kroger, there will be no humans there because it'll be fully stocked. There'll be like one human there. The rest will be robots. You'll be dealing with a computer screen. Yeah. All those people at Kroger store are going to be replaced because there's nothing that they're doing that a robot can't do more efficiently or that you can't do sort of self-serve. When those self-serve kiosks, that's the future, man. And the same thing with law enforcement. Law enforcement might be the tip of the spear in terms of those technological advances under the banner of saving lives. But what they're really doing is taking the jobs of law enforcement officers. Everything is up for automation. The last institution in which is not going to be open for automation or complete control of the robots is human thought. Angela writes, the same ones that are reading their kids the Santa and Mr. Claus book. I know that's right. What does that even mean? Just like the comics, these caged children will grow up. Let's hope they don't become terrorists. Santa equals Satan. Is that right? Santa is Satan. Why are they interviewing Billy D? All that malt liquor got him tripping. They were interviewing Billy D. Let me see here. Well, Billy D has a couple things going on. Number one, he's set to reprise his role as Lando Calrissian in the new Star Wars movie that comes up I think it comes out this year, like later this month. I'm so over the Star Wars movies. I'm sorry. When I saw the Black Stormtrooper, he was like super, I don't know, sensitive. He's a stormtrooper. Scared to fight. Oh, he's so scared to fight. And then the white woman comes in and has to be the real hero. I was like, I'm done with it. But Lando Calrissian is, man, those Star Wars movies, man, they just never go away. They just make money. And Billy Dee's supposed to be in the next coming movie. I think I said it already. So that's the reason why he was doing an interview with Esquire. And then, of course, you had another movie called Something, in which you had a younger person playing the character of Lando Calrissian, and Billy Dee Williams did a cameo in that movie. And that was being played by, of course, Childish Gambino. Remember Childish Gambino? This is America? Yeah, it was super dope. He played a young Billy Dee in one of the spin-off series movies for Star Wars that purportedly told the background story of the whole 9 yards. So Billy Dee couldn't do it because, I mean, you know, that was 1971 when that movie, and I'm sorry, 1977 when that movie came out. So that's why. So, because he's Lando Calrissian, and as long as he's going to have a job for life. As long as they keep making these movies, he can either have a job doing voiceovers, or he's always going to play like a cameo role or something like that, because people who are older, like my age, and maybe a little bit younger, they remember all this stuff from the Star Wars from their years. It's fucking Star Wars. Tank, Luther Vandross, now Billy Dee. Yeah, Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross was gay, now we know. But I knew Luther Vandross was gay when I saw him on Oprah. He had a little sweetness to him. But again, he was an incredible singer, so who cared? You know, the problem with Luther Vandross is he had to die inside the closet because he didn't think that the black community would support him. He was so wrong. He is so wrong. I blame Malik Yoba for all this foolishness, don't you? You're hilarious for that. You blame Malik? Don't blame Malik. It's not his fault. Did you know that there's a new underground nightclub opening up under the streets of Over the Rhine? Have you heard about this? Sounds like a bad deal already, doesn't it? Underground? Below Over the Rhine? What the hell is down there? I didn't know there was an underground under Over the Rhine. Apparently, it's going to be 5 stories below the streets of Over the Rhine. It's called Ghost Baby. Yeah. Apparently, it's going to be a different nightclub every night. You know, certain folks going to be all down in there. 5 stories under Over the Rhine, man, that's get out territory. Isn't that where the tethered live? Oh, they done fucked up now. They done fucked up. Y'all about to unleash the tethered into Over the Rhine. 5 stories below Over the Rhine? That don't sound safe to me. How many tunnels do we have out? I don't think I'm going. Now, maybe if it's a paid gig or something like that, I'll go down and come right back out. But 5 stories under Over the Rhine. Does that sound like a good idea? That sounds like the plot of a very terribly, tragically ending movie, like one of those survival movies. I'm thinking tunnel collapses. I mean, I hate to conjure this up, man, but I'm just telling you. Now, this is just me. I'm an old married guy now, right? I think like old married men. But for younger people, 18, 19, 20s, man, that's going to be the spot. Get the ladies down in the club. Oh, no. What's going to come? What's going to happen? Now, guests can enter the alleyway entrance to the historical 170-year-old subterranean space. Apparently, it was a loggering tunnel for a brewing company that goes all the way back to the 1850s. And the space has been vacant until now. This is how deep the Renaissance is in Cincinnati. Literally. It's 5 stories deep. Mofos is starting nightclubs in the underground railroad tunnel system. Not really. That's how deep the Renaissance is. It's real deep, 5 stories deep. Think about that. Somebody created a new nightclub by refurbishing an underground tunnel in Cincinnati. Think about that. Tracy writes, Nate, did you not know about the tunnels in Cincinnati? Yeah, I know. Tracy writes, he said die inside the closet. Yeah, he did. Tracy writes, this is how white folks get rich. This is how white folks get rich. I mean, this is how literally deep the investment is in Cincinnati. It's 5 stories deep. And you know damn well that people are going to be lining up to take the elevator down to the club. They're going to have to see it. That's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Now, that's a different experience right now. And for me, the club thing is all about experience, because a club is a club is a club is a club. But this is in a hole in the ground. This is a subterranean club. Man, it's going to be standing room only, and I'm never going. Y'all can go and tell me how it's all about. And tell me all about it. Unless they want me to do a live broadcast, then I'll consider it. But are we going to be able to? Well, I'm sure we can get internet coverage. Let's just take a cable down, whatever the access channel is, and maybe put it in something. Yeah, they'll definitely have internet down there. Wi-Fi too. Kim writes, Teddy Pendergrass has had happy fingers. Happy fingers. This is dope. We are talking about, okay, Ghost Baby was conceived by Cincinnati entrepreneur Josh Hauser. Ghost Baby. Oh, man, it's going to be popping. It's going to be popping. It's going to be one more place for the Uber drivers to drop off people and get drunk. Looks like they partnered up with the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra to do some unique kind of musical thing. So I'm looking at what appears to be some of the space right now. I'm cool. You could tell me what it's all about. When they do Black Day or something like that, they'll have some, I'm sure they'll have some Black or African-American feature kind of things there. I'm sure they will. Tracer writes, I'll go. Sounds super cool. See, I ain't hating on you. Man, people are going to, that's a super cool idea. People are going to love that. They're going to be, when they open up, man, people are going to go in there. It's going to be a line around the block to go to an underground tunnel. Ooh, they're going to have music underground, dancing underground. It's just like above ground, but it's underground, right? It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. Sissy Tigers writes, Hollywood and fame can eat these black men alive. I love Dave Chappelle for saying hell no. Is it because he had a father at home? ? These R. Kelly girls have fathers at home. What the F wrong with them? They was chasing that fame and a fast life and being with somebody famous. Yeah, one of the R. Kelly girls has come out now, and apparently now she has to say that R. Kelly abused her and he made her eat feces or something like this. I don't know the whole story, man, but these young women don't have a lot of credibility with me. You was living with R. Kelly when everything was good, when he was making hits and everybody said he was a musical genius, then you was willing to be his sex slave. As soon as the money start rolling in, the checks start rolling in, the lifestyle ain't there no more, boom, you don't want to do it no more. There are some women, believe it or not, who would enjoy being a kept woman. You ain't got to work. All you got to do is take care of this Negro right here. There are plenty of women that would love to do. There's women doing that right now with dudes that ain't even stars. You didn't make I Believe I Can Fly. You didn't make that jam. You wasn't in Space Jam. At least he was in Space Jam. So, all these allegations of abuse, that's not abuse if you did it because he asked you to do it. That's not abuse. You did it because he asked you. Said, put this on and come out here and I want you to dance for me and the fellas. If you decide to do it, that's on you. You can't claim abuse afterward. Oh, he abused me. That's not really abuse. You went along with it for as long as it was good. And then when it stopped being good, all of a sudden, you in your feelings and you want to claim some kind of abuse. Yeah, it ain't the same. Oh, my God. Here's another art. Did you see the viral video of the white male who was pestering and profiling the black delivery man? This video came out over the weekend. You may or may not have seen it.
Video me all you want.
I mean, so what's the problem, though? I'm out here doing a job, and you're really giving me a hard problem. Really?
Do you think I'm a police officer?
I don't know if you're a police officer.
I'm not.
Okay. That really doesn't...
Why are you videoing me? I don't consent to videotape.
Okay, but you stopped me. I'm down here making...
You're videoing out in front of my property.
No, I made a U-turn. You stopped me. Hey, I'm like, okay,
because I'm wondering why a big truck is coming through this development like this.
How you think your house got in this neighborhood from a big truck, didn't it?
What's that?
How you think your house got in this neighborhood from a big truck, didn't it?
Are you guys movers?
Don't worry about what we are.
It doesn't. See, that's what I'm saying.
Don't worry about that.
You just came out your house, correct?
Yes, because I heard a lot of noise.
Okay, but listen though, I was here 10 minutes ago. If you would have came out 10 minutes ago, you would have seen us doing our job.
Here, I'll get my video and I'll start videoing you as well.
I'm about to go back to work. I'm just saying, this is how stuff things happen in America today because of people like you.
No, I was asking for identification.
Now you're asking for identification. But who are you though? Are you the police?
I'm not.
So why do I have to identify myself to you?
Because you're in my neighborhood.
So now this is okay.
Okay. And I'm asking if do you have.
So this is your block.
This says who you are.
But this is your block.
But does it say anything on your shirt, or do you have anything that says what company you guys are from?
Yes, I do.
That's all I want to know.
But why do I have to present that to you? That's my question. I don't mind showing you, but why do I have to show it to you?
Put yourself in my situation.
Okay,
you hear a loud truck and you're like, what is going on?
A loud truck in your neighborhood. It could be a mover, it could be UPS, it can be I can be delivering appliances, anything.
A mover would have something on the side of his truck.
No, not always.
UPS would have something on the side of his truck.
Okay.
Every time.
Okay. So it's just you see a blank truck, you're gonna stop everybody. So if I would have came down this neighborhood with a car, you'd have stopped me too.
Listen, I'm from South Philly.
Okay.
Right? I've seen all kinds of crazy stuff.
Okay, but this is how stuff, get out of hand in America. Because of people like you, this is how... You're not being nasty, but you're right. But why do you stop me, though? That's the whole question. Because there's two black guys in your neighborhood, correct?
No,
is that
you're the one who did that.
No.
You're the one who brought that up.
If I was white, be honest, you wouldn't have stopped me.
No, I would have...
Yeah, he wouldn't have stopped him. Talking about it's unmarked. Well, you got a lot of subcontractors. You got people that work for Amazon. But they have a contracting business and delivery business. And so they may have either be renting and or, own a work van. It may or may not have anything on the outside. Yeah, I've seen people move before in what appeared to be, if you want to talk to like just a van or just a truck. All the time. All the time. 2 men in a truck, 2 men in a pickup truck. It may or may not have some kind of like sticker or medallion or something like that on there, branding. It may or may not have that. It may not have it. I mean, black folks doing their job, getting stopped and harassed. That's normal. Welcome to America. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget. Let's not forget. What do you think he's doing? You think he's like robbing people or something? Well, then you should call the appropriate authorities. You should call the appropriate authorities if you feel that way. But out here stopping people? Angela writes, next up, Alicia Keys and Swiss Beat Little Boy will be the poster child. She is hilarious. Yeah, that little boy ain't got no chance. That's a shame. That is hilarious. Mike Jones writes, black people need to stop adopting these European practices. Have some pride and think for yourself. Geesh, I think that most black people do. I know a lot of people in this room. A lot of people in this room think for themselves. I don't see no followers. So I don't think that's how black people look at it. I just think that, as I said, and I think Angela put it best, sexual confusion. There's a lot of sexual confusion out there in the minds of people. Hold on, I just got a text here. Watch the video, let me know your thoughts. What is this? Hold on a second. I'm just seeing this. Watch this video real quick. Let's watch it together, choppers. Let me see. Here we go. Watch the video. Which video was that? Oh, you talking about the video what happened over in the Faye? Okay, yeah. I watched clips of it. Stop it, drop. Colin taking a knee wasn't about race, probably in the NFL. It was about a racist national anthem. Colin writes, Cassandra, if he's going through a phase, he needs to inform his butt crack, not us. Black Russia writes, he gay, Nathan. Dwayne can parent how he wants. If it were my son, he couldn't dress like that pig or wear those nails until 18. I'm with you on that. It's like, you know what? When you get 18 and you out of my house, you can do that. You can do a lot of things because you're grown now. I'm with that. I'm not mad at saying, hey, these are the standards inside of my house. You know, I'm going to feed you, clothe you, take care of you. And here's the bargain. You're not going to wear acrylic nails. Now, does that mean that your son is now sneaking and hiding and wearing acrylic nails when he's at school, or he's in his room under the covers with some acrylic nails trying to, you know, be who he really wants to be? I don't know. Jesse writes, he got his stepmother fingernails. Muzhon writes, LeBron's son isn't dressing like girls. That's because LeBron is influencing his son's life, not the social environment they are around. D. Wade failed as a father, period. Tracy writes, I don't even get why this Wade story is news. Well, I mean, for me, it's news because I think that that's a photograph of the modern black family. I think that the issues about gender fluidity in our children, our grandchildren, and nieces and nephews is just going to get louder. It just ain't going nowhere. And so I look at the whole D. Wade thing as just a microcosm for what other families, in particular black families, will be dealing with. These issues are happening right now in our households, but we don't want to talk about them because mom, dad embarrassed, or maybe it's more dad than mom embarrassed that his son says he's transgender or whatever. So that's how I take it. You know, I take it as an opportunity to have a conversation that maybe we need to have because I know this is happening in other families. You know, especially if you got a teenager and they're hitting the hormones. Now they're trying to figure out who they are and what they like sexually. Angela writes, you can hardly get a positive public affirmation of the black man in the mainstream media, but all the wacky representations are getting all the coverage. Brian writes, I would be highly upset on the inside, but I would have to swallow my pride and still love my son. Facts right there, Brian. Yeah, I feel the same way. If that was my son, talking about he want to wear nails, he feels like he's a woman, I'm not going to be happy with it because I'm going to be disappointed because I want him to be like me. Ultimately, he's going to be who he's going to be. Let me see. Admittedly, I don't even bother to read it. I've deduced that these old Hollywood cats have been involved in weird sexual practices for years. I believe the rumors about Quincy Jones and all the rest. The homosexual pedophilia is rampant, says the child stars. Angela writes, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing predicted this decades ago. Flip Wilson's Geraldine was a testing of the waters. Damn, she's going back to Flip Wilson. Sustained. Cassandra writes, it's not just black families, though. The majority of people on shows like RuPaul's Drag Race are white. That's what the majority of all families are looking like now. Now saying agreed, but I'm not judging anyone's choices or preferences that don't affect me. Let people live if they don't cause you any harm. Why does it matter? Colin Kaepernick, conscious, a.k.a. Fame, writes, if Fame Jr. tells me he's gay, I will tell him he needs to make better decisions. Then tell him to stay at his mom's until he learns to make better decisions. I mean, Sissy Tigers writes, facts, son, to do that shit when you're grown. Listen, that's up to each parent. I wouldn't be surprised if D-Wade's son comes out with a story of inappropriate contact from a play uncle. That boy didn't know how to control his bowels or use the bathroom, but now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds understand complexities of sexuality. Tracy writes, how old is the kid? I believe he is, let me double check here. I believe that he is like a teenager. Hold on 1 second. I'll put that article right back up. Yes. Give me 1 sec to find that article again, because I put that down, actually. Maybe somebody knows. They can put it out there. They can get it before I can get it. That'd be great. I just saw Tevin Campbell when he was here a few weeks ago. Wondered whatever happened to him. Reports say that the lure of Hollywood and the music industry effed him up. Rumors about Quincy or some weird ish with him. Michael Jackson and Tupac. I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, are there any more underground tunnels? I mean, because, listen, if people like to go to tunnels, I guarantee that somebody else is going to find an underground tunnel in Cincinnati and make a club out of it. J. Rod's is going to open an underground tunnel club. Jesse Kirk writes, he's 12. Jesse, that's what I thought he was. I didn't want to say it until I could confirm it, but that pretty much confirms it kind of for me. Drop writes, Mayor Pete Pooty. I put Pete and Booty together because this fool keeps writing Booty Judge. It's not Booty Judge. It's Pete Boot Edge, man. Damn, grow up, Drop. Anyway, he writes, Mayor Pete Boot Edge needs a black family on his team. The Wades. He writes, hashtag BYOB, bring your own blacks. Tracy writes, if you are renting a white van in America right now, you're going to get what you get. Cincy Tigers writes, why do white people believe that black people automatically owe them an explanation? This is why we can't get along. That slave master syndrome is out of control. Oh, man, ain't it, though? Ain't it? It is out of control. Listen, it is almost 10:30. I got to make a move. I really appreciate us being together this morning. You being with me, I really appreciate it. And have an excellent day. Excellent I said Black Friday, but Black Monday, Cyber Monday today. There's not Black Monday, but Cyber Monday today. And make sure you support Black-owned businesses. Please support the Nathan Ivey Show. Consider becoming a patron or making a donation so I can keep the good fight going from the digital side and even do it larger than that. I went through a longer explanation as to why I think you should support, independent media and how you can leverage the power of Cyber Monday. I said Black Friday, but Cyber Monday to leverage for Black communities. I think it's really simple. It's just being conscious and being direct and intentional with your dollars, the money that you spend online today. Just ask yourself, is this a Black-owned establishment? Where is my money really going? And what is it really going to do? Now, I know you got to get to shopping. You might have been shopping and doing your thing online because the vast majority of sales will be digital sales because we live in a digital reality. And I'll catch up with you real soon. Have an excellent day. Thank you for being here. And I'm out, broadcasting live from beautiful Cincinnati, Nathan Ivey Show. We'll talk tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Until then, I'm out.